Hello, good afternoon, Neha.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
Good, sir. How are you?
Yeah, fine, doing good. So, I'm audible. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just waiting others to come.
Okay, sir.
I appreciate you are on time always.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, good afternoon, Lauren.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, we'll wait for another 1 and 2 minutes, and then we'll start it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you have any question, you can ask, so that in the meantime we can discuss whatever we have discussed yesterday. Do you have any question?
No, sir.
If you are not asking question, there are two possibilities are there. Either you are understanding everything or you are not understanding anything.
No, sir. Not like that.
Which is the possibility? Huh?
Understood mid-level.
Huh?
Understanding mid-level. Okay, okay.
It's okay. Yeah. You can stop me if you are not.
No, sir. The thing is, I'm still in first year. There are many things that are very new to me. So,
You can be little loudly. Yes.
no, sir. Because I'm in first year, there are many things that are very new to me. That's why I'm not asking any questions because I know I have to do my own research a bit.
Okay. Yeah. No problem. You can, because I am teaching a very basic level actually. I believe these things, this quantum mechanics and even the molecular mechanics, probably you know little, right?
Yes, sir.
So these are the basic things I'm just talking about. Because for my students, I deliver differently. Since you have different backgrounds, right? So I generally talk very basic things so far. And you can stop me, you can ask question. Because once we discuss overall, na, then only we will come. That is true. Okay, if you learn something, some software tools, that would be fine. But you should also know that what is that logic behind this, some theoretical, then only you can understand, right?
Yes, sir.
So, okay. So, good afternoon once again. So, today, do you have any question?
No, sir.
No? Yes, Sharon,
Sir,
good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I don't have any
Yesterday
questions.
you have, yes.
No, sir. I got it clarified yesterday only when I texted you.
Yes. A part of that, do you have any question?
No.
Huh?
Thank you, sir. No, sir, I don't have.
Okay. So now today we'll be talking about the scoring function, right? Isn't it? So scoring function can be understood, right? Everyone is talking about what is the score of India, right? Australia, New Zealand, right? Okay. Isn't it? So this is the same function, it's a scoring function. What is the run score, right? So we are defining that winning and defeat by using the score, right? It's clear. So even the car mileage, if you say that car price depend upon the mileage, right? Yes. So if mileage is more, car price will be high. So their scoring function can be mapped with that mileage. Is clear? Right. Now if we talk about that, now two molecules are interacting to each other, right? Or scoring function in more details, if I say, like, what is the weight of any object? Weight. So given value is the score. What is the volume? Right? What is the mass? What is the dimension? So these are the score, right? Scoring function. What is the energy values? What is the length? What is the area? These are the scoring functions. So now two molecules are interacting, right? So those things, how it's interacting, how can we say that these two molecules are interacting to each other, right? How can we say? So some scoring function also should be there to say that these two molecules are interacting, right? If you say that two molecules are binding, what is the binding score? What is the interaction score? How many atoms are interacting? How many hydrogen bond is getting formed? Many number. You say that 4 hydrogen bonds are getting formed due to the interaction. So their score is hydrogen bond, number of hydrogen bond score is 4. Energy of the complex, where two molecule, complex means two molecule which are binding, either ligand or protein, inhibitor or receptors, activators, right? Or in enzymes. So whatever, two molecules. And where it's binding, the place of binding, what is the dimension of binding? These are the scores. I hope now you understood the scoring functions. Because seeing that interaction, we cannot say that, okay, two molecules are interacting. Two molecules may be very closer, but how to map it? Closer means it doesn't sense like two molecules are interacting. It's clear. So interactions means some scoring functions, right? Some value of different parameters must be mentioned to analyze that result. It's clear, right? So that is called the scoring functions. And based on that, no, based on that scoring functions, we are ranking the ligands. Which ligand is good binding, which ligand, which drugs, which chemical compounds having the good binding efficacy, good interactions affinity, good energy parameters, right? Okay. So based on that scoring functions, we are ranking our compounds in terms of that having the good ability to become a drug or not. Is clear? Yes?
Yes.
Fine. Okay. So when the drug is when docking is completed, the scoring function used to rank each ligand in a databases. And some scoring functions are force field methods. As I told you, force field method. What is force field method? Can anyone define? Lauren, can you tell me what is the force field?
So the external force,
Uh,
sir,
okay.
Following on the receptor and drug, the force field, the external force is called the force field. Is what you said yesterday.
Okay, force field which returns energy in terms of the bonded and non-bonded interactions. Bonded interaction is called the bond length, bond angle, torsional angle, plus electrostatical interaction and van der Waal interaction, non-bonded interaction. Yes? Is clear, Neha and Sharon?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Is clear?
Yes, sir.
So interactions can be mapped, their scoring function can be mapped in terms of the force field method. Yes? Okay. So this force field methods only will map how the interactions are there in terms of the atomic two atoms which are interacting. What is the length of the two atoms for interaction side? In interaction side, what is the bond angle in terms of the three atoms in interaction side? What are that bond distance in terms of the four atoms in terms of the dihedral angle or torsional angle, and other non-bonded parameters in terms of the electrostatical and van der Waals, isn't it? Okay. Now another parameter, the second common scoring functions are that empirical free energy scoring functions, free energy values, free energy of binding. Two molecules has interacted. What is the free energy of binding? Are you getting or not? Delta G value, free energy, you know, the entropy things, probably you know in physics, right? Right. So free energy terms, energy terms. Okay, what is the stability? Energy and stability have the relationship. If energy is less, stability will be high. Do you know this? Energy and stability of the molecule have that relations. Yes. If energy of less, molecule will be more stable. It's clear? Because they don't have energy to move around. Right? So stable, one place. And some knowledge-based potential of mean also leads toward the scoring functions. Some knowledge-based approaches are there, right? Okay, like molecular dynamics, simulation methods, energy minimization methods, right? Some protocols are there which we can map the scores of the interactions, right? Is clear? So these are the three common parameters. One second, just a second, my system got stuck. I know why. Yeah. Okay. It's clear now? Maybe
sir.
some internet connections are low. So now, for some programs are there for showing that instructions, how to make the instructions or docking studies, right? So some programs are there. We will be using few programs, and these are the programs which are listed is are free, and some are like are commercial also. We have in our department some commercial softwares, as well as that for academics online tools and softwares are there to access. So dog, autodocs, surf flex, fred, e-hits, and commercial gold is there, Schrodinger is there, Discovery Studio is there, Glide is there, Flaxs is there. So these are that Studio C Dockers are there. These are the commercial softwares are there to analyze these things. Now, as we discussed before about that structure-based drug design and ligand-based drug design. So now questions comes like, I will be giving the demonstrations about all these things, where to search the small molecules or the big molecules and how to analyze those things. Uh, Probably tomorrow, right? If I complete today all these things, right? So now questions arises like, if you don't have the crystal structures of your target enzyme, what you will be doing? Are you getting or not? Okay. So one things which we have already discussed, if we don't have the structures, if any sequential information we have, there are two things are there, template and target. Target means sequence is known, but the structure is not known. Template means where sequence and structures are known, right? I believe that you have your notepad and pen with you, right? So if suppose we don't have the crystal structures of your target enzymes, then there are many methods are there to synthesize the structures. Like if you experimental method, if you know that the XRD methods are there and MR methods, Gaussian methods. But in computational methods and silico methods, also few methods are there in terms of homology modeling, threading, right, and ab initio methods. By name already I have told you, I think, right? Every day I'm talking about this, right? These are the approaches where we are generating 3D structures from the sequence. It's clear, right? So if we don't have that, our target, then by recombinant DNA technology, this is the artificial technology where we are synthesizing our structures, right? Enzyme using the bacterial cells, and even that use the homologous of the enzymes, homologous sequences. Find the homologous, how much similarities are there of that sequences with the existing template sequences whose structure is known, right? For other organisms such as bacteria and parasite, homology modeling, comparative modeling, we do this, right? And even if you don't have that knowledge about structures or target, already I have told you that we use the approach is ligand-based drug design, right? Where we are mapping the small molecule only against the target. We are mapping a small molecule only against the target. Either it may be that similarity search methods, substructure methods, maybe the fragment-based method, functional group method, 3D structure methods, pharmacophore modeling, 3D quasar modeling, and all others methods, whatever we have, which we have discussed before. Yes? Okay. So these are the ligand-based drug design methods. So here, ligand-based drug design, here the crystal structure of the target is not available, but their ligands are well defined and characterized. This methods not involved into that molecular docking because we don't have idea about that structure, other structure. For molecular docking, two structure is required, right? For interaction, two structure is required. It's clear. So here we don't have the target structure. Only we know all properties about that small molecules, drug type of molecules, right? And we have to map these structures against the target. And this is the way to identify the target also. These are the way to identify the target, right? The base target. So this method works based on the concept of similar chemical structure or similar type of activity, because here we will be screening thousands of compounds, right? Lakhs of compounds or billions of compounds, where we will be able to identify the compounds which are responding in a same platform, in a same manner. Are you getting or not? Having same type of activity. Of course, some of them will be having the good activity, some of them are having the less activity, some of them will not be responding well, but we will be finding and we'll be ranking the compound. By that way, we will be identifying the lead compound. Yes, I believe now you don't have any problem to understand the lead compound, like best compound, right? Is clear? So these methods will be begin with the biological active compounds. So all these properties, even the biological activity of the small compounds will be known. The structural properties, physical properties, chemical properties, and other properties. Okay, isn't it? So of course, the thousands of compounds are there. We cannot map thousands of compounds in a single shot, in a single method. So for that, we need to define, we need to identify some compounds should be trained and some compounds should be in test, right? So that once we will train the compound, same parameter we will be taking for the testing the compounds. So some validity must be there. Are you getting? So these methods will be begin with biological active compound, describe what chemistry those compounds have in common. That's why we are talking about. Is clear? And few new compound that also match the desired response which other compounds also have. Are you getting? Other compounds also have. So of course, the molecules we identify 1000 molecules, but 1000 molecules are identified having the good response and something, right? Is clear? And these compounds can be searched throughout the databases to identify similar types of compounds. Okay, fine. So these methods begin with the biological active compound, describe what chemistry those compounds have in common. Few new compounds match with the description. Compound that match the description will also have the active response, right? So basically these two steps are there to process. One is the model building and another steps are the database screening in these methods for searching the similar type of response of thousands of compounds. So these are the methods are there and the description types in the ligand based drug design, right? First column you can say the methods, another column is the descriptions of that methods. So molecular properties and ADME, ET also should be there, right? Typing is error. ADMET properties, these are the discrete properties. And model building, we do that QSAR and all, QSAR, quantity, structure, activity, relationship. We'll be discussing later stage in detail. So model building will be that QSAR, and that QSAR model building is fully depends upon the statistics model, right? And the descriptive properties. So what is the QSAR? Is that one hand will be having the properties of the compounds, another hand will be the response, activity of that compound. So QSAR will deal with that, the relations between that properties and the activity of that compound. So the QSAR can be defined as a mathematical functions which correlate wide variety of physiochemical descriptors or properties with the biological activity. You may write it. QSAR, model building on QSAR approach. QSAR is a mathematical equations which correlate wide variety of physiochemical descriptors or properties with biological activity. Yes. Have you written? Can I hear from you?
It's a wide variety of.
Physiochemical descriptor.
So once again from starting, can you say, sir?
Okay. QSAR is a mathematical equation which correlate wide variety of physiochemical descriptors or properties with biological activity. Is clear?
Yes, sir.
Have you written?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So third method is called the substructure matching. So suppose substructure, how do we say the substructure? Suppose phenol is there, right? Phenol, right? Okay. And another compound, phenol is that benzene ring is there, in that OH is attached, right? And another compound is the benzene ring is there, chlorine is attached, right?
Yes, sir.
Chlorophenol. So what will be the substructure? Substructures, that ring. Are you getting or not? Substructure can be defined as a part of any structures which are similar in all the structure. Are you getting or not?
Yes, sir.
And we can say also that fragment based, fragment of any structure which are very common with all the structure. Is clear?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Having the same type of response, same type of properties, may have the similar type of biological response, right? So OH is there, chlorine is there, nitrogen will be there, OH will be there, CS3 will be there, and other parameters. But overall, one ring is there, is common, right? There one fragment is common. Is clear?
Yes, sir.
So that structure is called the substructure matching. So if our compound is giving, like suppose hundreds compounds or thousands compounds are giving the good response, then we need to search, right? Throughout the database, we have to screen through the substructures matching methods. That is called that discrete 2D substructures. Is clear?
Yes, sir.
And another method is called the 2D fingerprints. Methods are there which define that. It's called the bit string model also of 2D structures, which is fully depends upon the bit score, bit. And it will be defined that fingerprint, already you know the fingerprint, DNA is a fingerprint, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, blueprint. So fingerprints will be defined 2D two-dimensional fingerprint will be defined in a bit string, presence or absence of any structure or any functional group or any fragments of any substructure. Are you getting? So one will be defined the presence of any functional group commonly in all the structures, or any fragments which are present commonly in all the structures will be represented by 1. Is clear? And absence in terms of 0. So that's why it's called the bit string model of 2D structure. At this stage, you must understand this one only. Their response will be presence or absence. Yes, it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Their response will be
Present.
presence and absence.
Absent.
Means screening will be done by presence and absence of the biological response. It depends upon that what type of functional groups are there which will be giving the similar type of response in the structures, right? And what are the fragments or substructures are there in that is in entire structures which are giving the same type of response. If is giving same type of response, it will be presented 1. If not giving, it will be represented 0. Is clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? So it depends
Yes.
upon that. That's why it's called the bit string model. And now shape-based screening also. And it depends upon the overall shape of the molecule. And it's only depends upon the conformations of the molecule. And this also can be analyzed in that ligand-based drug design. So what is the conformations? So already you know that one is structures, in structures, due to the simulation, it will change their position, atomic position. Yes? I have shown you one day in ChemSketch how it's changing, right? Their atomic positions. Yes? In ChemSketch just 2-3 days before, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I have shown you the movement of molecule, right?
Yes, sir, you should.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, sir.
So always it is changing their conformation. It will change. Just assume like that movement will be there. Of course, in that we did not only, I have shown you that how it's rotating. Some motion is there. So once like if molecule will be in simulation mode, right? So their atomic position will change. If atomic position will change means definitely their atomic displacement will change. So definitely their conformation will change. Yes? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Of the
Yes,
same
sir.
molecule, right?
Yes, sir.
So of course their shape also will be changed. Right? If conformation will change, shape will be changed. And this is one of the beautiful method in computer-aided drug design where we are finding the best conformation, best shape for that good drug. Where drug is responding in that conformation with that shape, drugs is responding well. Right? It's clear?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So shape of the drugs, shape-based screening is important actually. It's a very important part in computer-aided drug design. Like same drugs with different conformations, same drug, same structure with different conformation will give different binding affinity, will give different biological response, different activity you can say. So finding that the best conformations also is one of the major tasks in computer-aided drug design. Is clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? So shape that is called the shape-based screening. So now shape-based screening also can be shown. I will be like giving another sessions about this shape-based screening, right? So each have that one course actually, right? It's a one book is there in each method, right? So I say that shape-based method also in another way you can understand like thousands of molecules, the same molecules. We have thousands of molecules, right?
Yes, sir.
In thousands of molecules, 200 molecules are in ring shape, right?
Oh, yes.
1,000 molecules are in the ring shape. Sorry, in 1,000 molecules, 200 molecules are in ring shape. Remaining another 200 molecules are triangular shape. And another 200 molecules are in square shaped. We have to map these things, right? And another remaining molecules in hexagonal shape. And remaining other shapes. So each conformation, same structures are there, but having the different biological response. So we have to screen and we have to classify, right? And we have to identify with different algorithm how 1,000 structures can be screened by having different conformation, by having different shape. some are ring, some are triangular, some are hexagonal, some are square conformation, and these all there. We don't know which conformation is giving the good response. We have to identify. Is clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? So this is the impact of that shape-based screening. And field-based QSR method is called the molecular field. Molecular field, it only depends upon that field, right? Electrostatical field, magnetic field, right? You know that different kind of fields. So this is also called the molecular fields, and it only fully depends upon the steric and electrostatical type of interactions. I will show you in next slide, right? So what type of steric and electrostatical interactions are there? And 3D pharmacophore based, it's fully depends upon the atomic orientations of drugs into the receptor site, atomic orientations of the drugs into the receptor site. So specific arrangements of the chemical features in terms of the how many hydrogen bond donors are there, acceptors are there, ring atoms are there, hydrophobic atoms are there, right?
Yes, sir.
And how many positive charge atoms are there, negative charge atoms are there, polar atoms are there, and non-polar atoms are there, which are arranged into the active site, interaction site, right? So that features we are mapping with the 3D pharmacophore. So already I have told you that QSR mathematical relations between the biological activity of a molecular systems and its geometry and chemical characteristics. This is the QSR definitions. So how to define this QSR? So activity will be the functions of that molecular or fragmental properties. Activity is the functions of molecular and fragmental properties. So this is the same things. QSR is a mathematical equations, this equation, which correlate wide variety of properties with that biological activity. So in general, activity only depends upon their functional properties, right? Functions of the molecular properties. Like force field. Force fields also is a functions of that conformational properties in terms of the binding and bonding and non-bonding interactions. So QSR attempt to find the consistent relationship between the biological activity and molecular properties, so that this rule can be used to evaluate the activity of the new compounds. This is fully statistical methods. If you have any questions on that, 2.5 minutes are there, right? So now you can say that the statistical approach to attempt to relate physiochemical properties of the molecules to their biological activity, right? So this is the things you have written it. Example and various descriptors like molecular weight, number of rotatable bond, log P values, right? Log P is that alcohol content with respect to water. Every drug have that alcohol content with respect to water, right? Are commonly used. So plenty of QSR, another sessions will be demonstrating fully about the QSAR. So example about the hydrophobicity, one property with the biological activity, right? So activity of the drugs is often related to the P value, log P value, that example of binding of drugs to the serum albumin, right? So how this binding of the drugs with the serum albumin and with the help of that P values, log P value or hydrophobicity of that. How hydrophobicity of the drugs is responding to that biological activity, and how it's having the correlations between these two. So like many parameters will be there, many parameters, one more parameters or thousands of parameters which can be mapped with that biological activity. Like this. So log P is there, another log P is there in a x-axis and biological activity in y-axis. So how these are stabilizing that relationship between these, right? It should not be one. If it's one, it's a very straight line which will pass through the origin. Are you getting? This is the similar equations which you can say that linear equations mx plus y. oh sorry, y equal to mx plus c. Yes? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Linear equation is y equal to mx plus c, na? C is constant, m is the coefficient of x, right?
Yes, sir.
How x are dependent on the y, or you say the y is dependent on x. So their correlation. So x is that properties, or y is that biological activity. So QSR deal with this